welcome to a very exciting day here for our community and Patrick Henry Community College and all of our partners. We're delighted to see you and students. This is really about you. Remember, there's only two kind of folks in the world, students and potential students. So this is about our community, and really it's about your future. You know, many times we talk about that we go to college, we go to training programs, and the idea is that somewhere out there in the hitherlands, there will be an opportunity for a job, a career. And more than just a job, but a true career where we can have a sustainable livelihood, where we can afford to have a home, have a vehicle, send our kids to college, do all the things that we want to do that is a part of the American dream. So many times we have had a disconnect. And I think what's so exciting to me and all of the people you're going to hear about today is this Center for Advanced Film Manufacturing really starts you from your education, wherever you're at whatever stage. If you're currently a student, if you're not a student, if you've had some college credit, it takes you wherever you are, and with both scholarships, internships, apprenticeships, and hands-on relationships with these industries, it takes you to the pathway to a career job. And I think it's especially important for many of you who want to stay in Martinsville, Henry County, or Patrick County, or Franklin County. You want to live in this region of the country. And even though I'm a relatively newcomer, I've been here since July of 2012, I can understand why you want to stay. It's a wonderful community and a lot of wonderful people. It is a great place to live and raise a family and take care of really a beautiful environment that we live in here. So I wanted to welcome you here today. We have announced at 11 o'clock, we had some of our business and industry leaders coming here to announce them the establishment of the Center for Advanced Film Manufacturing here in our community. We have two of our lead industries speakers here that are at the cornerstone of this, and I'm going to introduce them, and they're going to talk to you a little bit. And then we're going to open it for questions. And students and potential students, we want you to ask those questions. Ask the hard questions. We're here for that. We also have lots of resources here for you. We have HR, the human resources, the hiring offices of both Eastman and Commonwealth Laminating Coatings here. We're going to have our financial aid people are at room 133 right here in Frith. We brought everything here to you. Our admissions office is here in room 125 for you. We're going to do some demos outside. The demonstrations will start about 12:55. And we also have prizes, door prizes. We're going to give away door prizes about 12:55, 1 o'clock, and then again about 1:45. So demonstrations on the outside, prizes on the inside, lots of information. This is for you. This is about your future and what we want to do. We're tired of talking about it. We're going to do something about it. This is about our deciding our own future in this community. And the time is now. Today starts the process. And so we're here to help you to do everything that we humanly can do to make sure that what your future, that we're a part of it. And I think the Center for Advanced Film Manufacturing is one of the most exciting things. It's the real deal. I'm delighted to have Brian Miller with Eastman Chemical Company and Richard Hall with Commonwealth Laminating Coatings here as our guests today and our lead partners on this process. I do want to recognize the Economic Development Corporation in Martinsville, Henry County for their leadership in putting this team together, and New College Institute, Senator Wampler and Dr. Blevins, and Dr. Blevins is back in the corner. NCI, they're also our partners in this. And so I'm going to turn it over to Brian. Would you kick off and tell them a little bit about Eastman Chemical Company and how you come together? And then if you turn it over to Richard, we're going to open it up for questions.
Well, it's great to see each of you here and your interest in pursuing a career in manufacturing. I spent about a year in Martinsville, and I'm just wrapping up an assignment. Moved back. I'm in the process and have moved back to Kingsport. But I was a site manager here at the Eastman facility for a year, and I've been on this project that we're announcing today for the Center for Advanced Film Manufacturing. Just a quick bit about Eastman. We're an $11 billion company. Our headquarters is in Kingsport, Tennessee. That's where I'm going back to, and we have manufacturing sites all over the world. The third largest manufacturing site in terms of people is in Martinsville, Virginia. We just announced in the fall of this past year we're going to be investing $40 million, creating 25 new jobs over the next 3 years. We also have a fair number of hiring through attrition and people come and go. So there's we hire well beyond the growth target I just mentioned of 25. So there are jobs out there. The thing that I think the real key message quickly for students is that manufacturing jobs are we're in a very competitive environment. We compete globally for trying to win business from other companies. We actually compete very heavily with Commonwealth Laminating, and we're in the business of winning in the marketplace. Well, that all translates into well-qualified, good employees that are, trained well and ready to work, have the skills that we need, both the technical skills, but also those other skills that are needed around teamwork, dependability, the ability to work with, others on the job, and the ability to learn and handle the technology that's coming at us in the manufacturing. So if you work in a manufacturing environment, you've got to be comfortable working and interfacing with computers. You've got to be comfortable working around technology. You've got to be comfortable making quick decisions if you're operating machinery. Safety is extremely important in industrial settings. Our goal when we get new employees in is for you to work your entire career without ever having an injury. But in order to do that, there's a lot of safety processes you've got to be able to learn and understand and be able to protect yourself in situations where there are hazards associated with the job that you have to understand and know how to protect yourself against. So there's a lot to being successful in working in manufacturing. For those that like manufacturing and have a passion for learning about the technology and automation and getting involved in that, there's wonderful career opportunities. We'll talk more about that later, but starting salaries are very good in this business, and within 2 or 3 years you can be making between $30,000 and $40,000 a year. That doesn't include opportunities for overtime, which could increase those salaries. And if you think about the long-term career opportunities in manufacturing, those are kind of the base level operating jobs. If you are interested in leadership, you can become a supervisor, you can do planning work, you can become a safety coordinator. There's all kinds of project roles and individual roles like that where you can earn even more money beyond just being a good operator or a maintenance employee in one of our facilities. So there's a lot of opportunities. I think there's going to be a renaissance in manufacturing in our country. I think it's already happening. A lot of reasons for that. If you think about the increased cost to import and export goods, if you think about the labor cost in developing nations and it's increasing, the automation and technology that we put in our factories levels the playing field even when we compete against countries that have lower labor rates than our country. So you're going to see manufacturing come back to the United States, I think, and this is one example of we're trying to grow an industry in Martinsville, for a lot of good reasons, but we think we can. We're excited about the window film business and other related performance films applications. You all will see some demos of our products later, both Eastman and Commonwealth Laminating Coating. So I would encourage you to learn more about that. I don't want to take up too much of our time here today, so you can ask some questions. I want to give Richard a chance to talk as well. But one thing I'll leave you with, if you think about, if you wind the clock back 40 years, 72% of the jobs in the United States could be done well with a high school graduate or less in terms of your training and skills. Now that 40 years later, find ourselves here today, only 36% of jobs can be performed with somebody with a high school or less equivalent training. So jobs are going to require more training. It's great to see you all here and pursuing higher education. It's interesting too, if you complete at least a one-year program at a community college and you work out and you get a certificate or you get some kind of certification for that, 27% of the people that go through programs like that earn as much as the average four-year college graduate. So in terms of earnings, having some post-high school education and training short of a four-year degree may set you up very well for a nice career. Not everybody has to go to a four-year college to be successful. And I think that's an important thing. And sometimes it's the message from parents and other people in the community, if you don't get a four-year college degree, you're not going to be able to make a good living. And that's not exactly the case. I'm a proponent of higher education, but there's a lot of different forms of that. This Center for Advanced Manufacturing is a one-year program. 80% of it is core things you need to understand to be successful in any manufacturing environment. 20% of it's tailored to this window film manufacturing piece. But even that will prepare you for a number of manufacturing opportunities in our community, and hopefully several for the two companies represented here today and other related industries. So I think with that, I'll turn it over to Richard, let him make a couple comments, and then we'll have time for some Q&A before we start the Career Expo. Thank you.
This is one of those times when you want to stand up and just say ditto and go sit down, because all the good things have been said. And the best way to look at this new program is this is for those of you who've lived here a long time like myself, this is not your father's manufacturing job. Way back when, manufacturing, we got to a culture where we think everybody has to go to college and get a four-year degree to go be successful. You hit that point, and that point could not be hit any harder. You would not believe the number of successful people in our community that are one-year certificate programs or just out of high school. I continue to tell a story of an employee that I met back in the mid-90s. He's a 22-year employee of Fieldcrest Mills. We all know what happened to Fieldcrest Mills. Fieldcrest Mills shut down early 2000 when textiles decided to leave the area. But we knew the questions you couldn't answer about. He was a good person and hard worker. He came over, interviewed, and has started a revitalized career thanks to his work ethic. He started right at the bottom, and he's probably one of our lead supervisors on the floor now. So it can lead to good things. Careers, not jobs. Everyone, you'll continue to hear that message as you go as this program goes on. Jobs are things you hop from one to another. This is a program that's designed to give you a life, something you can support a family on. When you're working with good partners, which I am confident, beyond a shadow of a doubt, we're working with fabulous partners in NCI, Patrick Henry Community College in Eastman, that people can make lives out of this. You can support families out of this, and you'll be treated with the same respect that you want to treat your neighbor. It's really exciting to have something like this here, and I encourage all you guys to take this in. Take the opportunity to go see what's going on out there. Talk to the folks at the HR table at both Eastman and Commonwealth. Go outside and watch the product demonstration. How many of you have a smartphone in here? How many of you have a screen protector on it? Thank you so much. Because chances are, it was manufactured right here in Martinsville, Henry County. And that's pretty cool. That business didn't even exist 5 or 6 years ago. So the point I'm making is these are not the same manufacturing jobs that your parents and my parents had way back when. You're required to think on your feet, to make critical decisions. And your critical decisions add value to the total entity, and that's why you guys will be valued. It's just an exciting time to be, here, because nowhere else will you find an EDC that pulls together institutional partners and industry partners to do something like this. And Eastman has some experience with this working. They were kind enough to bring their competitor to the table. Think about that. They brought their competitor to the table to start this because, again, that's the community part of this. The rising tide will carry us all up. And out of that entire collaboration, this is what occurs. So the opportunity here is unbelievable. It's like I said, it's the most exciting project I've worked on since we started back in since I went all in at Commonwealth in 1995. This is a game changer. So take advantage of it. Go see the Eastman guys putting on window film, and go see our guy putting on paint protection out on the car out there. And you can change your lives, guys. It's pretty cool. So thank you so much, and ask questions.
Okay, I'm going to stand right here. We're going to open it up for questions, and want to give you plenty of time. We also want to say a real nice thank you to Autos by Nelson because they brought the wonderful vehicles. I tried to talk Barry Nelson into making the yellow Camaro a door prize. He didn't go for it, but all I can do is ask. So we have a question out here. Who's going to be first? All right. Stand up so we can hear you.
Good afternoon. My name is Roger Milner. I have a question for.
I'm going to give you this right here.
My name is Roger Milner. I have a question for Brian Miller. My question would be, you say you invested $40 million in a company here. Would the company be? I'm kind of confused because I'm thinking it's two different companies. You're investing $40 million in the Eastman company here, or is the company Commonwealth Virginia? Are y'all two companies?
Oh, yeah, great question. Yeah, I'm sorry it's confusing. The $40 million investment was announced in the fall. We are still two companies. You probably have heard Eastman has made an announcement that we're going to acquire Commonwealth Laminating and Coating sometime in the second half of 2014. So for now, we're still two separate organizations. We're excited about the potential to join forces, but for now, we're two separate companies. The $40 million commitment to the community and the jobs, that's still very much in play, and we're working on those projects as we speak. That is separate from the announced acquisition that came out about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
That is separate.
Great question.
Yeah.
Somebody else? I know we have a question here. I'm an old school teacher. I can feel one. Question? Yes, sir.
I can speak up on any questions.
Oh, yes, you do. Yeah.
Hi. I was just wondering, are y'all looking more for older people or younger people? Because I just turned 18 myself, and I was really trying.
Yeah, young people
I just
like
wanted to
that.
ask how the application process was, or what y'all know.
We don't discriminate based on age at all. That's the official company answer, right? Yeah. Did I get that right? So it's really both. We hire people of all ages. What we're really looking for are individuals that have the skills that we need. There's some very good young employees that are mature and have a good work ethic and are serious about their career. And we also hire experienced people that have had some factory experience, they've had some safety experience, and they're interested in changing careers. So, but the answer is both. Really doesn't. We don't really look at age at all.
Maturity matters, though.
Yeah.
Question. I know we got a question here. Yes, I see one right there.
Will your program be for people that work swing shifts and things like that? How would they take their classes and things? I was working with their schedule.
That's a good question. The hope is that we haven't got to the point where we schedule classes. The curriculum's going to be, the curriculum's complete. The scheduling and all that will be developed soon. And Dr. Godwin, you may have more comments on that. I think you all really try hard to accommodate people at work in different, there's a lot of swing shift schedules and shift schedules. So I think the idea would be to offer courses, particularly the core courses, multiple times so that people can sign up for them when they meet their schedule.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Richard. You want to?
And I want to follow up on that too. The reason I think that they will schedule things in a way that's accommodating, I know from the Commonwealth side, and I'm sure you guys will from the Eastman side, have questions from existing employees going, oh wow, I better up my game a little bit. So this is something that I should be involved in. We have a number of employees, existing employees, that are already interested in raising their own level by taking something like this and so with that being said, I think we'll kick it back
That's
to
a great
Dr.
question, and that's really on point because with our scheduling, one of the things we have to do is have some flexibility there. Some of the core courses really apply to many different degree programs and certificate programs. So those are ones where you're going to have lots of choices. Some of the more specialties may have fewer, but keep in mind this program also embeds internships and apprenticeships into the program. So it's going to be a natural part of the whole. It's a 28 credit hour program, and many of you probably have courses that you've already taken that are a part of this program. So the idea is to make it as complimentary as possible. Questions? Yes, sir.
Steve, I was wondering, would there be any paid internships or apprenticeship programs?
Yeah, our internships, and we're still finalizing the intern program. When we're gonna offer it, how many interns we're gonna be able to accommodate, but it will be paid. I don't know if we've set the exact pay for that yet, but it'll be, it won't be a tremendous salary, but it's going to be, as a decent pay. And more importantly, you're going to get practical work experience in the factory and, learn a lot about making film and also the industrial safety and all the other things that people need to learn as you get ready to have a career in manufacturing.
Question? Yes, sir.
The internship, just offered through Eastman or just Commonwealth?
It's offered through both companies.
And that's very important. Could you guys speak a little bit about the scholarships that have been tied to the Center for Advanced Steel Manufacturing, that they are there, and how significant this is? Because it's really we've tried to cover all the bases and to try to remove as many barriers as possible for our students and potential students to take advantage of this. So can one of you speak to the scholarship?
Well, we set aside several $1,000s in an account that's called the Last Mile Scholarship, so that we want to make sure that students that have a financial need for extra assistance, they go through the financial aid process and they go after every dollar they can get, and then if they need some help kind of finishing off the expenses, we've set aside money that if you get accepted in this program, you'd be eligible for assistance from that. And we think we've got a good healthy amount of money there for this next class year. So if you're interested in this 28 credit hour program and you think you need some financial assistance, certainly work with your staff, Dr. Godwin here at Patrick Henry Community College, and we'll get those answers to you and get you the help you need, get the extra financial resources.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
I'd just like to find out when the course actually starts.
The first round of courses will begin this fall. It will begin in fall 2014. We will have opportunities. Keep in mind, today is just the kickoff. So you're here at the beginning. Isn't that exciting? At the beginning. You're here at the beginning. We will have many other opportunities to share information. One of the things we hope to do is that beginning, as early as the summer, we will begin assessments and begin, even today, we have financial aid here, we have admissions here to get people in the process. We'll also have the opportunity of working with advisors so that you will know maybe courses you already have that can take credit toward this program. But fall 2014 is the official scheduling kickoff for the Center for Advanced Film Manufacturing. Good, great question. More questions?
Here.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this going to be a competitive situation? How many positions are open, and what are the qualifications going to be if you apply in order to get into the program?
First of all, everything in life is competitive.
Criteria.
But we're looking for people who want to change their lives. As I mentioned before, people who want a career. The program itself, we're hoping, what is our number for the spring that we're hoping for? We're hoping to get 20 out.
20 graduates.
20 graduates out. Maybe it'll be better than that. But I know on the Commonwealth side right now, I've got 30 plus openings. I think that's the number that we have. I don't, again, it's difficult to say what the future holds, but we are constantly looking for people, for qualified people. And as I mentioned before, when I said some of our existing people are interested in this, who realize that someone coming out of this program will genuinely have a leg up on getting in our organization, and I'm sure they will in Eastman's organization as well, because you'll come in, I would say, somewhere between 6 months and a year ahead of just a new hire. So I'm not sure if I'm giving you the direct answer of how competitive it's going to be, because I don't know, I can't predict how many applications they're going to have for the program. But if you're looking to change your life, have a good career, and a point that Brian brought up that it hit me right in the forehead like a hammer is, I know people in our factory who have 4-year degrees, and I know people in our factory who have no degrees, and I know people who have 1 degree, a certificate program. We live in a world where people get stuff done, and you have to want to go change your own life. And the most successful people that I see, I don't care if you're degreed, undegreed, some of the most successful people won't have a degree, but they have a degree in getting it done and always there and committed to an end result. Those are the people that will be successful in life and in this program. So don't let any of that, I guess the answer to that is don't let things hold you back to reaching what you want to attain. This is a game changer. Firmly believe that.
One more comment about how competitive is it. One thing that's very important to me when I'm looking at candidates is initiative, effort, commitment, those kinds of things. You all made a commitment to show up today. That's encouraging. You took some initiative to get here. It'll take a lot of initiative to go through this program. That says a whole lot about your interest in working on in manufacturing if you're willing to do that. So you're going to be someone we're going to be interested in. How many of you are familiar with the WorkKeys assessment tool?
Right here. WorkKeys, folks. Very good.
Yeah, great. That's good to see. So let me give you a couple of statistics on WorkKeys. When we first got into town and started using the process to hire, we accepted about over 100 applications. I'll be general with my numbers. We accepted over 100 applications, and then the next step was to get your application, take the WorkKeys assessment, and then we'll see how you do, and then we'll look at hiring. Of the 100 applications, I think within like a 4-week period of time, we only got back maybe 50 WorkKeys assessments that had been completed, a little over 50. And then of that 50, the threshold scores that we needed that were comparable with our workforce was a much lower number. It was maybe 10 to 15, something like that. So out of 100 applications, the work keys process boiled it down to 10 or 15. Now, a lot of people were very close to passing work keys. I guess there was one module out of 5 that we were testing on that was causing some problems. So, you know, the potential hires out of that group of 100 was probably more like 30 or 40. But initially, it was out of over 100, it was more like, 10 or so. And then, unfortunately, there were some drug test things and things like that filtered it on out. So that was a little disappointing to us, to be honest with you. But I think there's a lot of potential here. I try to be positive about these things. And what I would say to each of you is, if you have initiative and you put effort forth, you're automatically in the top 50%. So you're going to do more for yourself by getting up early and working hard and studying and giving this thing effort. Then that's going to make you a very competitive candidate. It's just hard to replace passion and commitment and caring. That's hopefully you all know that and see that. I think everybody that's here has some of that, or you wouldn't have taken your lunchtime to join this setting.
Right, I want to make a comment from the Patrick Community College perspective, and I think from NCI as well. Keep in mind that we have a big, wide open door when we talk about numbers of people in the program. Some folks are going to start with us, maybe some of you in the room, and you would be starting from a baseline. You really don't have any coursework. Maybe you've never come to Patrick Henry, or you've been on one path, and you don't have any coursework that actually would go to this program. That is okay. We still want you. You're not behind. You're not disadvantaged in any way. That is huge. Some of you have collected quite a bit of college credit. You have them in different areas. That is fine. That is perfect. We have people who are already working in a different job, and they want to consider a new career path. So we have a big, wide open door. As we move through the process, and these different people are going to be at a different stage of getting through the Centers for Advanced Film Manufacturing program. You're going to be at a different place. But you're all on the right track. And that's what's so important, this. This is a track toward very high-level career employment. These are science and technology jobs. That's what the bottom line is. And you're on that pathway. Doesn't matter where you're starting or where you are. It's kind of a level playing field. But as you move through the process and as you get into the specialty areas of the center, it's where there will be more of a finite number. It might be 20 to start off with. It might be 40 2 years from now. It depends on how well we do and how we grow. We tried to build this for you so that we were not self-selecting before we even get started. And everybody has an opportunity to take where you are and where you want to be and begin to move through that pathway. So everything really counts. I think that's important for us to remember. We have a big open door. It will get more narrow as you work yourself through the actual training program. And I'm glad you hit upon something, because when I go into business and industry, I'm going to tell you what they do. They don't ask me as the president of Patrick Henry Community College that much about your technical skills in the first 5 sentences. You know what our companies that are hiring, you know what they want? And it's just what I want. And it's what I do every day. I want people to come to work on time, come to work and be dependable, pass the drug test, do what you say you're going to do. It's all in. And that is the heart of what really being an engaged employee is. It's what those of us, it's what we do every day. But my daddy said there's only 2 kinds of people in this world. There's people who do all what has to be done, and people who do all that can be done. The people that do all that can be done, I assure you, I believe 100% would have a wonderful career future with these companies. More questions? We got door prizes and we have demonstrations. Any more questions before we close out? Yes, sir.
My name is Zachary Mitchell. I want to know, I'm currently taking industrial electronics. Is there any jobs available for the industrial electronic technicians when I'm supposed to graduate next month? Would there be any jobs available for them?
See, I'm going to use a lifeline on that question since I've moved back to Kingsport. Ben or Charles?
So we have several different roles and opportunities open, more specifically operators of what we're on right now. Now, we have a couple of engineering roles open, but they've pretty much been filled. But right now, we are hoping for operators. That's something that's our biggest.
Yeah, I would just add to that a little bit. I mean, industrial electronics, great skill sets, and then we can utilize in several ways with our maintenance crew and operations. Even working as an operator in manufacturing is technical. You know, if you have a technical background, you come from technical schooling, even if it's not directly applicable, it's usable skill. You know, you've shown the capability to understand manufacturing processes, electronics, schematics, reading drawings, following instruction. You came to school every day. You attended all your classes. You delivered on time. These are all basic, important things of being a member of manufacturing. Our goal and vision down the line is we would love for this certification program to be a pipeline to those who want to come into the Eastman organization and work in manufacturing. That's our goal and that's our hope. That's why we're all here together today to kind of kick this off. So is there a job specific for industrial electronics? No, but there's plenty of opportunities at Eastman every day.
And I'd like to thank Professor Wilcox for being here and bringing the students. We have an extraordinary faculty in industrial electronics. And really what you're going to see is in the curriculum, there's a lot of the foundation of it is in these programs, both the industrial electronics and mechatronics. There's a lot of synergy there with them. Any more questions?
Dr. Godwin,
yes.
One follow-up on that. You, as Charles said, you worked real hard to get to where you are right now. I still encourage you to go put in an application with Rachel and Kelly for us, because I don't know what door opens or closes every day. Some people that are here today, gone tomorrow, the fact that you're here, sitting in the front row, finishing your classes, that checks a big box in my mind on the initiative side of things. Because it goes in my mind right away. This is someone who wants something better for himself. So you have nothing to lose. No one in this room has anything to ever lose by putting in an application anywhere and going for an interview. I know they can say no, but they can also say yes. So go throw your name out there in as many places as you can, because we all talk at some point in time. Someone may say, God, I was just looking for a good industrial mechanic the other day. Do you have anybody? And it could be, oh, wait a second, we had an interview the other day. We didn't have anything, but maybe this person will fit. You get a referral out of it. So take the opportunity. If you've got this much initiative right now, put the app in. Who knows what happens? No one will promise anything, but you're on the right path, and it's good stuff.
Great advice. Any other questions? Yes, we have one right here. Great, good deal.
Yes, my name is Eric Stevenson. I'm in HVAC. I'm about to be graduating next May from it with my EPA license. Is there going to be any jobs with HVAC?
Again, I'll give the same answer. What we have open, I don't specifically know right now, but I encourage you to put an application in. It may not specifically be in HVAC, but skilled people are needed in all parts of our factory. So, I encourage you to put it in, and who knows, there are a number of other suppliers and vendors that guys, you need to keep in mind, my big fear in this program is a lot of good people get poached from us before they get finally went through the program. Somebody may want to go through this program, and as we said, 80% of this program is going to help you in so many other places other than us. So there are other employers. We've already met with other manufacturers in the area, other employers who are looking for people too, and they all identify, wow, this is a great thing, and I'm sure they're going to be coming to Dr. Godwin and through NCI looking for people as well. So we're not the only two doors that are opening in this program. So there are others that will open.
Stephen answered. My question about the internships, is that like a separate program from the 28 credit program? Like, is it started already? Like, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I'll let our HR team answer that. We're putting the final touches on information about the internship program. There's some discussion about trying to maybe do a few of those this summer, certainly next summer, and maybe even a few, in the semesters, spring and fall semesters as well. We do have active internship programs with NCI. That tends to be more, engineering and other roles like that. We're establishing the internships for this program, and I'll let Ben or Charles talk about that from the Eastman side.
I'll let Charles follow. Absolutely. Right now, we have an internship program in place through NCI. But the internship program, things of that nature that will come through this program will be somewhat separate, somewhat the same experience that you'll receive.
So we're actively working right now to establish the internship program, how that will mirror into the certification itself, and how it will apply to our in-house training that we do in Eastman. So our goal and hope is to have as many internship opportunities as possible. Obviously, for the most qualified candidates who enroll early, get set up, and are enrolled in part of that process, and in the certification program itself. Our goal and end game would be that we'd love to have all of them. That may not be an option, right? We may have a limited amount, but if we can get an early internship program for this summer, we'd love to do that, so people can really kind of come in, see what we do, see what the equipment's like, see what the manufacturing environment is like. And as Brian said, we do have paid internship programs, and we're competitive in what we do. So it's really more about getting good people in. What's it like to be a part of the Eastman family? And so when you're going through that program, you come on board and you join the organization after graduation, you already know what you're coming into. You already know the kind of organization that you want to be a part of.
So Charles, to follow up with that, I mean, if I was sitting on the other side of the table right now, when this breaks up, I'd walk over to those tables and say, hey, when you get that internship program worked out, email me the details, or who do I call to get more information, and I'm interested. So that would be that'd be a good thing to do if you're interested to talk to either one of the companies here that are set up at the tables.
They can just take my card, Brian. It's right there.
That's great. We got cards here and information. You're here at Ground Zero. This is the beginning. This was the announcement day. It's the beginning. So now when you hear Center for Advanced Film Manufacturing, you know what you're listening because you were there the very day it was rolled out. You're on Ground Zero. So I'd encourage you to take cards, take information, ask questions. This is your opportunity. This is about you. I think business and industry leaders, we had some great questions today, don't you?
Absolutely.
We have wonderful students at Patrick Community College.